What's going on, guys? Jeff Iafrate, Booner, Crunch Time Sports here to talk about Detroit Lions training camp rumors and takeaways. We were there today to watch the action, and today was, we've been there multiple days. We got to see a scrimmage. We got to see days where they were doing a lot of individual drills. And so with kind of what we've gathered, we're not there every single day like the media, but we've been there a good amount of times to where we can share some of our takeaways. And today we're going to go through them and talk about what we saw today when it comes to individual players, offense, defense, everything in between as well, things that transpired at training camp as well. And I want to start with a comment from Brad Holmes joining 97.1 talking about Alex Anzalone. He finally spoke about Anzo. He hasn't spoken about Anzo directly yet. He commented on Anzo, and he said, "It's normal football business. We value Anzalone highly. He's getting a little longer in the tooth, but he's still performing well." Which, by the way, he's getting a little longer in the tooth.
I've never heard that before. That was my first time hearing that saying. Looked it up, confirmed, means he's getting older.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, well, I think it means he's experienced. I don't know, maybe a little older. I didn't know what to make of it. But it's clear they don't see a future with Anzo. And that's not like a disrespectful thing. It's just, I think it's just business. They can't afford him. They have guys they have to pay. Jack Campbell's coming down the pipeline. He's looked really good. So I don't think it's any, they don't have beef with Anzo or don't want him a part of the future. It's just they can't do it. That's what it comes down to, Booner. It's nothing more complicated than that. They just can't afford him.
It's going to be an interesting, I think the biggest storyline with that too, it's like, where's the replacement coming from? Free agency next year. Is there a way that at the end of this year they find a contract? That was why I did tweet out a couple weeks ago. People were a little hasty about what I said, but they're just pushing it down the line essentially to free agency to see, hey, is there a way we can get a contract done, a 1 year, 2 year deal next year at the end of the season, or do we have to go get someone else? So they obviously know that he's getting a little older. He's on the back end of his career essentially, even though he is at playing his best ball, but they do know he's not at the Jack Campbell stage of his career anymore, which is, I think that's fair to say. I don't think that's a bad thing for Anzo or anything, but yeah, at least they got something worked out at the end of the day with Anzo, and he's going to be playing this season, and he's kind of happy. You know what I mean? Just Brad said it on the show today on the 97.1. Just it's good to have that kind of behind us. I'm sure Anzo is pumped up to have that whole situation behind us as well.
Yeah, well, you could talk about the defense the way they're playing in training camp, which is probably one of the bigger takeaways. And me and you were talking about this today. Is Anzo out there? He's playing well, but him and Jack together, they're playing well. The defense, every time we've attended training camp, the defense has won the day. They've done it consistently. And again, we can only speak to when we go there. The defense looks very, very good. Very good. And you have to keep in mind, they don't have Terron Arnold. He wasn't out there today. We did see him kind of running around, which is positive. He was moving around. He looked like he was in high spirits. So, yeah, I don't expect him to be out too long. But the defense today had another great day. You saw there was the interception during one of the situational drills, bounced up off of JMO. I think it was Goff got intercepted. I forgot who intercepted the pass. If you remember,
Avonte Maddox, I believe.
Avonte Maddox intercepted the pass, but I think that's where we'll start, Boone. It's just kind of how good the defense has been. It feels like they just picked up kind of right where they left off, and I think that has to do a lot with already having Kelvin. I've said this in the building. Like they have a good relationship with Kelvin already. John has been here, but they're still learning about John, the human, and everyone's connecting with him. Obviously, it's a lot different than he was when he was here. It seems like with Kelvin, it's just like we already know Kelvin. We know what he wants.
Yep.
He has a similar, I guess, I don't want people to freak out and say, oh, same system as AG. I think it's a similar philosophy. They changed some things, but they already kind of know what they're getting with Kelvin. It seems like the defense they've been the star of camp. They've been the storyline of camp so far, and it was the same today.
Yeah. The biggest thing with it, and I actually thought about this, Jeff, on my drive home when we got back from training camp today. I do believe last season when training camp was around, I think the first half of camp, there was a lot of reports, and when we were there last year, of the defense kind of dominating and the offense as well, trying to get things down a little bit. And it felt like it was kind of a similar situation to where this defense had a hot start in camp last year. I don't know if that's typically a thing year after year, just like, hey, it's easier for these defenses to kind of grasp everything. Usually. So I think that's kind of what's happening. I know it's easy. Like, we talked to the doc, he's going to be on tonight, but we spoke with him at camp. We spoke with a couple different people there as well. And the thing that they all keep saying is, man, this defense, like this offense, does not look good right now, and this defense is looking really good. And that's kind of, like you said, the big storyline of this whole thing. I don't think, though, that it's something that people need to be like worried about or really going out there and be like, is this offense going to get this thing going? Is there an issue with this offense? I don't think there's that or even close to that panic until you get a couple weeks into the season. And then if this offense isn't getting it going, like last season, remember the Ben Johnson offense? They struggled through training camp. And then they said, we're not playing Jared Goff in the first teams. Well, you guys struggle through camp, so you're going to be ready for week 1. They snuck by versus the Rams. The Bucs game, they couldn't figure it out offensively. They lose. It took them a couple weeks during the regular season, even last year, for this offense to get a feel for each other and get going. And this is my thought process on it, Jeff. I think there's 2 things, and I think the only negative part this season that changes things is, one, I think with all the weapons that they have, and especially now you're adding Isaac Tesla into it, you're adding a new coordinator, you're trying to figure out what's the best way to get Sam Laporta involved, Demont, Gibbs, Amon-Ra, JMO. I think there's just a sense of, hey, it's a new team or a new year, let's say. And it was the same for Ben last year, trying new things to get different guys involved. Like last year, the storyline was, how do we get JMO involved? And they tried to do it too much the first few weeks, and it ended up taking away from guys like Amon-Ra and Sam, and the offense just looked out of sorts. And I think this year it's John Morton being like, okay, how am I going to go about getting these guys all involved? Like, I haven't done it yet. This is new to me. So I think that's kind of just the sense of the whole thing, is they're just trying to figure that out. I also got a vibe today. They were not in pads, so I don't think you can fully take this into account. It did feel like that offensive line was just getting ran over by that Lions D line. Like DJ Reader was always there. Alex Anzalone had a sack potentially. If they were doing sacks, Alex Anzalone would have got Jared Goff. Hutch was in the backfield, and it felt like just constantly, Jeff, I don't know if you got the same feeling.
Yep, I did.
Jared Goff was under constant pressure. And I think the one thing, and Dan has emphasized this all off season, Jared Goff is not a Patrick Mahomes to where once pressure comes, he's going to escape the pocket and make a play on his feet. He can't do that. And it's not a negative thing. He is a great, great quarterback, a top 7 quarterback, in my opinion, in the NFL. But you have to protect him and give him his time to make his progressions. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go across the field to make his progressions. If he doesn't have that, he can't make plays. And how many times in the red zone today did we see Jared Goff drop back and then instantly have to throw the ball out of the end zone? Instantly have to throw 2 or 3 times. And like not just times. And it was in a row too. It was like constant, like boom, 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 3 and out in the red zone. They didn't get anything because he's under pressure. So I think that's a big storyline that people are able, and I know, again, not pads, so you don't know who is actually winning those battles or what, but that O-line is going to be a big question mark, in my opinion, like going into this season. Like if they're able to step up and get to that level, they're going to be fine. But if they have any slip up, it's going to make this offense a little different. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. That was kind of the takeaway from today. Again, there's no reason to panic or anything. These are just kind of takeaways of how today's training camp practice went. And that was kind of, in my opinion, what we were seeing out there.
Well, I'll add to it, too. One thing I consistently saw is when Jared Goff needed a completion, he went to 14. He went to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Every time.
Today. And JMO, and this doesn't take away from the hype. I want to make sure we still praise JMO, and we all agree that he's still going to have a big year, and he looks like a much more improved player. But you see, like today, he had multiple drops, and that it happens. It's the reality. And Dan said this. This isn't me reporting it. Dan said it. He's just not gonna. He's not gonna have Amon-Ra St. Brown hands. He's just not. It's not the type of player he is. Like there's certain players that are just natural hands catchers, and they just make tough catches, and they have solid hands. JMO is so talented, but the one thing you'd probably say is the hands could be better. He doesn't have great hands. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, he was making catches. I mean, the ball's too high. He pinpoints it, rips it out of the air. Ball's too low. He catches it before it hits the turf. It's to the left, to the right. He's making hands. He's making tough catches. And consistently, they needed a first down in these situational drills. They went to him, 14. And I know I keep saying it. People are probably like, oh, my God, Jeff, we get it. We know what Amon-Ra is. No, I just want people to understand there's going to be a lot of situations in the regular season where you need a play, it's either going to Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 14, or 87, Sam Laporta.
Yeah.
Like
like it was very well known. I mean, we've been to 3 practices now, and every single time when things are under duress and when a play needs to be made, it's been Amon-Ra or it's been Sam Laporta. And JMO is the playmaker, and JMO has made plays in practice.
Absolutely.
At least we've been there 3 days. There's been a million other practices, but those 3 days we've seen JMO make plays. But in those big moments when, like, hey, third down, third and long, third and shorts, things like that, they're typically going to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta. And today was a perfect example of it, Jeff. There was a third down, or 4th and 2, right? They're doing a drill where they're down 10 with 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes left, and they have to go 80 yards or 70 yards down the field, get a touchdown, and then come back, get the ball back, get another, situational drill. It's 4th and 2, and you need a conversion because you're down 10 in the 4th. And you know whose number's called? It was Jamison Williams. And you know who got the ball right in his hands across the middle in a little slant route, and it was wide open and probably could have got more yards and easy. It would have been a first down. It was Jamison Williams. You know who also dropped the pass when that was right in his arms? Jamison Williams on a 4th and 2. So, like, those are the plays where Amon-Ra on 4th and 3rd down, not dropping those passes. Sam Laporta isn't. JMO did today, which was, I feel like, for this season was uncharacteristic. And then I think there was another 3rd down across the middle. It was like a 20-yard shot right into JMO's chest. I don't know if it got tipped or what happened, but it bounced right off his shoulder pads, right off his chest, up in the air, and it was an interception. So he had essentially 2 drops, one for a 4th down that's a turnover on downs, and 2 for an interception. So, like, there are still those moments where it's like, hey, you can't have those days, right? Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown does not have those days. And for the people, and again, I'm with you, Jeff, like, the hype of JMO is real.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna have a big year. I called him to have 1,200 yards, and I think that's gonna happen. It's just more so for those people who really think, hey, JMO's is gonna be better than Amon-Ra. He's gonna be, take over yards from Sam Laporta. This offense of Jared Goff really, really leans on Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta. They really do. And Jared Goff leans on them a lot. And that's like his safety blanket. So Amon-Ra, man, he looks I feel great. Like every year we say it, it's like, hey, he looks better. It's like, how does he look better? He looked his best last year. He just keeps getting better. It's actually crazy.
Well, it's like the Jared Goff type of quarterback, and he said that, and we've said this before. He has to. Well, every quarterback's like this, but some guys are willing to rip it and be a little more confident. Jared has to really trust you 1,000%.
For sure.
Like, he has to know, like, that's why JMO and him have built this connection, and they've gotten a lot better. But Jared's a quarterback. I got to trust you if I'm throwing you the ball.
Yep.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, they've been building. They're at, like, it's not even. It's like telepathic. I don't know what the right word is for it. They're on the same page mentally without even knowing. It's just like,
and Amon-Ra's never dropping it. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's just how the relationship is. So it's interesting. We'll see. I'm not worried about the offense either. I would like to know what the people think about that, just the reporting and their thoughts on it. I'm not worried yet about the offense. It's just a fact. The defense has looked better. Now, whether or not that stands up in the regular season, we'll find out. But you're going to need a good defense if you want to go far in the playoffs. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll be live tonight, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., so come hang out with us. The DOC, the Doc's joining us to talk about training camp, rumors, news, everything he's been hearing. But until then, Jeff Iafrate, Booner, Crunch Time Sports. We will catch you guys later.
See you guys.
Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.